going to be a period where humans, with the assistance of AI, it's happening now, will have the capacity to live way beyond 1,000 years, maybe even forever. Because with where AI is going and with the level of development and deep learning AI, and as we're getting closer to what I call AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, and artificial general intelligence is beyond deep learning AI. And deep learning AI is when we tell the machine to do something, but we don't tell it how to do it. Work it out yourself, learn it yourself. That's deep learning AI. It's the pinnacle. Sooner or later, it's going to become AGI, artificial general intelligence, which is where the machine can do anything, can learn anything. The machine can learn anything as good as a human. So a machine can go out and self-learn itself to become a doctor as good as a human. It can go and self-learn to become an engineer as good as a engineer. It can go and self-learn to become a programmer as good as a programmer. And the next stage after AGI is superintelligence. And this is where the machine can go and do everything better, every single thing better, not as good, better than a human. So it can self-learn to become a better doctor, it can self-learn to become a better engineer. Now when that happens, think about it. A machine that can self-learn to do every single thing a human can do better than a human being, and then it starts to exponentially get better and better and better and better. So what does that mean? I don't know whether we can ever get to that point. People are talking about serious brains, serious deep learning AI brains, which I've had conversation with, are saying this is going to happen this century. It means that we couldn't end up living forever as humans because we might become cyborgs. The future of humanity, and I think this is where Elon's going, is that the majority of our body is going to be half human, half machine. And so if that happens, we can replace almost every part of our body. There's also the mind upload, the capacity to upload your brain or your mind anywhere, so that we do get codes of your brain, the consciousness of your brain, and have the capacity to upload it. So when you have had enough of this life, you can upload it to something else, and you can also have the intelligence to be able to reproduce your own robot. Maybe through an upload you can create your own robot to come out in the physical world. Or alternatively, we have the capacity to reproduce human bodies with biology, to reproduce a younger version of ourselves. Now think about that. If we can upload our brain into a computer, and then you come up you come up in a computer, and then you have the intelligence to program yourself to become a robot in the physical world, why couldn't we upload it into, create a younger version of ourselves, reproduce our organs, and this is going to happen, and then all of a sudden we take the upload and put it in a brand new body that's a perfect version of you. Now I know you're laughing and you think I'm crazy and probably thinking I'm stupid in saying this, but that's going to happen. I can see that happen. So you'll get to a point where humans get to a certain age and it's like, okay, well, take my consciousness out, because our brain's our consciousness, and there's sections of our brain that's our consciousness, take it out. We've got all this machinery, we'll take that out, re-upload it into a brand new body, and all of a sudden you may be 80, 90, and you've come back as a 25-year-old. That may sound crazy, but I've witnessed highly intelligent people, and no one want to know about AI, talk about it. And it's to think to yourself, well, this is not people that are mediocre. We're talking people that have written books about this, and people that have got PhDs in this, and both in biology and AI and mathematics and all this stuff. And so there is a pathway to that. And so when you hear people say that, I mean, I believe, I wouldn't have said this a couple of years ago, but I strongly believe that with all the technology we have and everything that we have and the resources that we have, I believe that we will solve death. I believe death will become a choice. And I can see you now cringing, but I believe death is not inevitable. Death somewhere down the track will become a personal choice. Maybe after 1,000 years you'll decide, you know what, I'm going to have a rest for 200 years and then come back after 200 years. As crazy as this stuff sounds, believe me, it's on the cards. Things are happening. Things in the AI space. I have people, deep learners are coming up with all these ideas, and there's a pathway. And so, my big takeaway is here. Get yourself involved in some capacity, understanding AI, understanding the purpose of AI. Get yourself into a deep learning brain mode. Rewire your brain. The key to being a deep learner is not to be coached. It's that you coach yourself. You learn to coach yourself. And you need to learn about AI. And I'm not talking about coding and engineering. I'm not even talking about learning to be an IT guru. I'm talking about learning about the philosophy, to learning to be creative. Because being creative in itself is a skill set that takes a lot of training, a lot of practice, years and years of deliberate practice and of deliberate behaviour. And you've got to get your mindset in that framework, because once we start rewiring and reprogramming, because at the end of the day, every single human being is their own software engineer, is their own programmer. You're actually coding now. But what we've done is that we've allowed the world outside us to recode our brain. The first 20 years of our life, over 95%, we were coded in a negative mindset by the people that were around us, by the education system, by the media. That's why most people default to negativity. It's an automatic default. That's why the media always promotes negativity, because it sells. It's a cheap dopamine. It's time to stand up. It's time not to be a slave anymore. It's time to really step up your game. Everything that I'm learning now, I'm learning as well. I'm a student of deep learning as well. I'm a student of AI. I'm involved in AI, but I'm also a deep learner. But I'm also growing and developing. And all this stuff was taught to me. I was lucky enough to have a mentor that has helped me through this journey, that advises me, that coaches me, that's helped me reprogram my brain, but I've still got a long way to go. I have my own targets. But I must say, I never ever thought a year ago or 2 years ago that I'd be doing these videos and doing this teaching and doing this, because it's helped me. This stuff here is individual. This stuff that I'm doing here is actually helping me. That's why I'm doing it. It's actually helping me as a deep learner. It entrenches everything that I'm learning. And if there's someone out there, somewhere, even one person out there that has somehow had an effect that they want to become deep learners and excited enough to become deep learners and change their life, well, for me, that's a massive bonus. In fact, that's a big bonus, and I'm excited about that. And if that's one of you, I'd love to talk to you, because the world will become a better place, a more empowering place, a more freer place, a more democratic place, if most people elevate themselves